Hi, Desiree.
Hi, good morning, Eileen. How are you?
Hi, my friend. Nice to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
You'll have to make, let everybody update everybody when we go around and do introductions, please.
Yeah.
Good to have you back in the community.
Thank you, Eileen. Nice to see you.
We like when people defect from other counties and come back.
I do miss Mary Beth, but I'm happy to be back.
I know there are some wonderful people in Howard County, some of my favorites.
I know.
Don't forget to put your name and information in the chat.
Okay.
If anybody wants to get a hold of you, they can do that. Also, I learned a little trick when I was at a COGS meeting in Howard County. If you hover above on your screen in your box, your Hollywood Squares box, if you go up in the right-hand side and click on the 3 dots, you can rename yourself. So you can put like the agency that you work for, so people know not just your name, but the business that you work for. So
Okay, that's neat.
What people are doing.
So where do you go?
So in your box where the person where you are, if you hover in the right-hand corner, it says mute with the 3 little dots.
Yeah.
On the 3 little dots, you click on rename. I'm not going to rename myself because I'm not on my Zoom. And then you can rename, you can put whatever you want in the box. I mean, you could put Darth Vader or Lord of the Dark, but you could also put, the name of your business so that people know, yeah, exactly. Like Ryan and Bonnie has Care Patrol in there. So then you know what you do, not just who you are, but also what you do and who you work for.
And you have to do it every time you get on a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite tricks I've learned.
Yeah, I love that. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Eileen. How are you?
Good. My fellow Virginian.
Yes. You're in Northern Virginia. Northern Virginia.
Yes. I'm in Leesburg and Bonnie's in Reston. And Reston is beautiful. You all haven't been there. It's wonderful. Everybody's using their new feature.
Yeah, I know. Good. That's where we know where everybody's from.
We know where Troy is, but not where he's from.
Hi, Troy.
It rotates all the time. This is where I want to be after this. I'm just going to take the shirt off and jump in the water here.
I know. That is so exciting. I love that infinity pool.
If only.
How are you, Troy?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
Good. Good. It's nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Give it another couple minutes. We'll till like 9:05, Eileen, and then we can get started with.
Sure thing. Yep.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, Eileen. How are you?
Hi. How are you, Megan?
Good.
Nice to see you.
Likewise.
We were saying that Christina's not here today. She's reopening Daybreak, and everybody is very excited about that.
Yay, that's fantastic news.
Yeah, it is. I can't imagine reopening the facility and how crazy that's going to be.
She is a little, you would never know it to look at her. She looks so, calm and put together, but
yeah,
very busy because, it's probably like starting a new job. When you start a new job, you are exhausted because, it's new. And so they have to think about where, do they have enough hand sanitizer, masks, are you doing all the right things? And of course, until you do it, you don't see all the things that need to be fixed or changed or done differently. So I think she's definitely got her hands full yesterday, today.
Yeah.
I had a brief email with her last night and she said it was very emotional, but awesome.
Oh.
At least you can get supplies these days. Maybe not fuel for the truck, but at least you could get supplies.
Everything but gas. I have seen some crazy things. I saw a video last night of this woman putting gas in a Walmart bag
I saw that.
and then double bagging it. I wasn't.
I know.
Yeah, we had trouble finding fuel yesterday for our buses, some of our TP buses, and it was like, or we were like restricted from going certain places just so we didn't like deplete the county fuel stations.
Yeah, my daughter drove home from North Carolina from her freshman year at college yesterday, and I was like on gas money, looking for, making sure there was gas along 81 for her, but she didn't have any trouble. She was fine.
Oh, that's good to know. My father-in-law is supposed to come this weekend from North Carolina, and he hasn't found gas in his town to be able to leave.
Yeah,
we don't
North
know when he's
Carolina. She was able to get out of North Carolina before she needed to stop. She had gassed up first, but yeah, North Carolina's, I think by the end of the week, it's looking like they're supposed to be restocking. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look, there's Terry's.
Oh, Terry's dog.
Terry's
Never gets old.
I know. We should have a time where everybody just picks up their animal and shows it to everyone. Pet showing. So, okay, Eileen, do you want to go ahead and get started?
I'd love to. Hi, everybody. Hi, Pam Dalton with Spring Arbor. Everybody will get a chance to introduce themselves, and then we will go back and do announcements. It's so nice to see everybody. I'm very excited today that our speaker is Kendall Tiffany, and Kendall is the communications manager and the Frederick County Rideshare coordinator with Transit. We haven't heard from Transit in a while, and we are so excited. So Kendall, I'm going to turn the meeting over to you. Thank you for being here.
Sure. Thank you for having me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I can certainly send this presentation over. Like some of the things I'm not going to go into, there's some videos and whatnot in here, but you can share it with a larger group or follow up with me after the fact if you have, further in-depth questions.
Okay.
So thank you, Eileen, for the introduction. I am the communications manager at Transit, so I do a lot of community outreach. I'm usually always at the Elder Expo in the fall, work with a variety of different senior organizations in order to help seniors maintain mobility no matter what their situation might be. So I'm going to give you guys an overview of the services we have available. And if you guys have questions along the way, or I can answer questions at the end, whatever works best for you, we'll go ahead and get started. So at Transit, we have what we like to call 3 segments of service. We have public transit, which is our connector service and shuttle service. We have paratransit, which is going to be the main focus for this group. This is Transit Plus in our taxi program. And then something I'm not going to touch on, but is available if you guys do have colleagues, friends, family members who might need it. We also provide commuter assistance. So we work with local employers in order to implement transit benefits. And then we also work with Frederick County residents who might be commuting out of county, whether it be to DC, Baltimore, Northern Virginia, anywhere in between. So if somebody is looking for an alternative, you can send them my way and I can walk them through options available. So I mentioned the 3 types of service we have for Frederick County residents. All of our vehicles are equipped with wheelchair lifts and or ramps. So I know in the past when I've met with other senior organizations, especially when seniors are present in the room, the first thing they say is, I can't do stairs, how am I going to get on the bus? All of our vehicles are ADA compliant, so I will show you the different wheelchair lifts and ramps available on every vehicle. So if stairs are a concern, that should not be a barrier at all in order to use our service. Same with if somebody is wheelchair bound. We can certainly get anybody on any of our vehicles. Hours of operation Our general public transit service hours are about 6 a.m. in the morning. Some actually start earlier than that to connect with commuter services. And the last run usually completes about 9:45 in the evening. Our service runs Monday through Saturday, and our shuttles, which are more of a rural transportation into Frederick City, they just run Monday through Friday. Our current office hours, in which we man the phones, answer questions, anything like that, is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Our building is currently not open to the public. That's partially for COVID reasons, but also our building, if you've been anywhere out near the county buildings, our building is under construction. So we are actually out in portables in the bus lot. So it is not somewhere that, you know, anybody can come and go. We may open to the public again once everything is kind of settled and we're moved into our new space for ticket purchasing and that kind of thing. But if anybody does need assistance with applications, photos, anything like that, certainly you can give us a call and we can work that out for you to make sure that it's not an issue. So as I mentioned, accessibility. All of our connector vehicles and our shuttles, so the shuttles are the smaller vehicles, which the shuttles do have stairs, but they all have a wheelchair lift on the back. So if a bus has stairs, then it does have a lift, whether the lift is in the back or the front. It is on any vehicle that we have available. The large buses, we do not have any large buses that have stairs anymore, but the large buses also have a feature which is called a kneeler. So the kneeler actually either lowers the bus to be lower with the ground, or it can make it level with the curb. So it's just an easy transition on and off the bus. If there isn't a lift, there's also a ramp available that can be deployed. So anybody who might need assistance with that, they just ask the driver to deploy the lift or the ramp, and they can assist with wheelchair securement, getting anybody on or off the vehicle. In terms of general public transit routes, this is our main routes that we have available. This service I mentioned runs Monday through Saturday. It runs on a fixed schedule, so anybody can ride this service whenever it comes to a stop. Most of the routes basically run on an hour headway, which means every hour during service hours, it will be at that same stop. Obviously, traffic and things might affect it slightly, but they all are timed that way. The Fredericktown Mall, or Boscov's, whatever you refer to it as, and the transit center, which the transit center is down on East Street, where the MARC train comes in. Those are our two main transfer hubs. So every service that we have available for public transit goes through those two locations. So that's where most people use to transfer and whatnot. So I'm not going to go too much in depth with this service, but if you do have seniors who are able to ride public transit vehicles, you know, I can certainly give you guys ideas of how to walk them through it, schedules, anything like that. So the different connector routes for public transit are nicknamed essentially where they go in Frederick City or the urbanized parts of Frederick County. So you can kind of guess generally where they run. Each of these routes do have a map that shows more in depth of where it goes. And then we also on our website have a list of what is called an all stops. On our general route brochures, you'll only see like anywhere from 8 to 15 stops. And those are just our major time point stops. There is a ton of stops in between there. So that's where the all stops would come into play, is just to kind of see where it goes in between there. Shuttles, as I mentioned, they start in more of the rural parts of the county and they come into Frederick City. The East Frederick shuttle goes as far east as Spring Ridge at the time. Obviously, Emmitsburg, Thurmont, Jefferson, and Brunswick, those are kind of self-explanatory. The North Frederick shuttle goes essentially out to the Walmart on 26, Clemson Corner, connects to Department of Social Services and through that corridor. The Route 85 shuttle goes as far south as English Muffin Way. It connects to parts of New Design and areas over there. For public transit bus fare, we have general public fare and reduced fare. Right now, due to COVID, we are not charging fare for anything. So there's no fare for public transit or paratransit, which is Transit Plus. So anybody can ride any of those services for free at the moment. We have been fare free since last April, I believe, or end of March. We are looking to probably reinstate fare later this summer. We will make sure that we give everyone a good, 2 or 3 weeks heads up before we start doing that. So just keep that in mind, that if anybody does need the service, it is free right now, but that will change probably in the near future. There is a variety of different technology available on our public transit side. So if anybody is working with a senior who is able to ride the large bus, the best thing I would say to do for trip planning is use Google Maps. So just like you would use it for driving directions or walking directions, all of our routes are actually on there as a bus. So on the top, you'll have a car. I think the next is a bus, then a bike maybe, and somebody who's walking. So what you'll do is you'll select the bus, do the same thing you would do as if you were driving the to and from. You can actually adjust it if you need to be there by a certain time or leave by a certain time, and it will map out the route for them, exactly what stop they need to get on, where to transfer, and about how long it'll take. So that's the easiest thing to do when generally doing trip planning. We can obviously at Transit assist one-on-one with that if anybody has questions. So that is available. We do have a mobile ticketing app, and then you can also locate your bus in real time using our Route Chat 2.0 app. So these two apps, there are videos and whatnot on how to use them. So I'm not going to go into them because they're a little bit long, but when I do stuff with students and things like that, it's good to show them kind of the technology side of things. And all of the large buses also have free onboard Wi-Fi. So if anybody wants to utilize their tablet or cell phone while on the bus, they can do that. Right, does anybody have questions, I guess, on the public transit side before I go more in depth into paratransit and the TAP program? Obviously, I'm available if you go through this later and you're like, oh, well, wait, I had a question about that. So if you think of something as you go, just let me know. Okay, so Transit Plus, this is our paratransit service. It is a curb-to-curb service for seniors that are 60 or older and or people who have a disability. So if somebody is 60 or older, when they submit an application, we need a photo ID that confirms their birthday. It can be an expired ID. So if somebody had a driver's license in the past and no longer is able to use that, we can use that. We just need to confirm that they are who they say they are. If it is somebody who needs the service based on disability, we just need a medical professional to sign off on that. So in the application, there is a portion for a medical professional to sign off on that, what their disability is and all of that. The service hours for Transit Plus are Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. So when I'm working with seniors, especially some of the county senior centers like Emmitsburg, Thurmont, I always make sure to tell them if they have, say, a doctor's appointment and they need Transit Plus and they're in the northern part of the county, don't schedule your appointment at 8 o'clock. We need time to obviously get dispatched, pick you up and get you back into Frederick. So have your seniors kind of consider that when they're scheduling a trip. Usually the middle of the day is obviously a lot easier to schedule. So just have them try to have some flexibility. I know it can be hard, but that is usually the best thing. And sometimes right now the service I would say is pretty available because of COVID. We did lose a large amount of ridership that was on this service. And I think as you know, more people become vaccinated or seniors become more comfortable venturing out again, this will start to pick up. So when they are scheduling for Transit Plus, we ask them to do it at least 2 business days in advance, but they can do it up to 10 days in advance. So that's kind of the buffer of the good time. Obviously, the farther in advance that you can plan, the better and more likely it is to have a trip available. When you are scheduling for the service, you can do a couple of different options. So you can schedule for the initial pickup, and you can also schedule for the return trip. So if you know a doctor's appointment is only going to be 30 minutes, you can schedule the pickup immediately as soon as you're when you're scheduling the initial pickup. The other thing that could be done is you could schedule to get there and note with the dispatcher that the doctor's office or somebody like that will call when the appointment's over for pickup. So that is another option. The timing might be like pretty immediate, or it could take a little bit longer for pickup, just because it depends on where the vehicles are and what they're doing for other services. This service is restricted to Frederick County only. So somebody who is eligible for the service must have a Frederick County zip code, and the vehicle cannot travel outside of Frederick County. The only exception that we do is Main Street, Mount Airy, or like the medical center that is in Mount Airy at the old Super Fresh. That is actually Carroll County, but because it's so close and we do have some residents there, we do actually connect people there. If somebody does need medical assistance transportation, they need to set that up through the health department. And the health department will schedule all of that. We used to do that in-house, but we've since transferred it back over to the health department full-time. So if anybody needs information on who to contact at the health department, I can certainly provide that. For payment for Transit Plus, which Transit Plus is still free at the moment, but when we start charging fare again, fare can either be paid in cash when the driver picks them up, or with tickets. So the tickets can be purchased. Right now, it's looking like it's just going to be through the mail or over the phone. We are waiting to hear when county buildings are going to reopen when we start doing the fare charging again. The other locations that did have Transit Plus tickets available for sale were the Frederick Senior Center, and then also the permitting office down at 30 North Market. So both of those buildings are currently not open to the public due to COVID, but we're kind of waiting for direction as to when those will open again, because that will play into when we start charging fare again. So for Transit Plus, there's two types of trips that you can schedule. Any medical trip, so if anybody has a doctor's appointment, they can utilize this service. If they're paying cash for a medical trip, it's $2 each way. If they're using a ticket, it is $1.50 each way. Non-medical trips, so that would be a grocery store visit, anybody who just wants to go out to lunch with their friends or things like that, that would be considered a non-medical trip. So that is $3 cash fare each way, or $2.50 if they are utilizing tickets. I can send over, so the application I can certainly provide in the chat after the link
a
to it.
veteran wrapped in an American flag was killed in the U.S. Capitol.
Sorry. Okay. The other program, oh, now I'm like echoing. All right. Hopefully I don't echo too much. There we go. It's fixed. Okay. So come on. Okay. So the other program that we started about 5 years ago that goes with Transit Plus is our Taxi Access program. We call it TAP for short. It is a supplemental program for Transit Plus customers. So somebody has to be an active Transit Plus customer in order to become eligible for the taxi program. You can't just sign up for the taxi program and not use Transit Plus. They're meant to be work together. To become eligible for the taxi program, we need at least 3 months of active usage. So that means that they've either scheduled a trip or that they have tried multiple times to schedule a trip. So the when somebody becomes eligible for Transit Plus, then the TAP program. This is really frustrating.
Okay, if everybody could make sure that they're on mute, because I think the feed from somebody's audio.
There we go. I think that's fixed now. Okay, so when somebody becomes eligible for the taxi program, they'll receive a letter in the mail that says that they can set up their TAP card. In order to set up their TAP card, we just need a photo of them. So it can be mailed to us or it can be emailed to us. We will upload the photo to our system in order to get them a fare card. So the fare card essentially is a credit card type of thing. It has a swipe on it that they can use in the taxis. Once they receive their card in the mail, then they can add fare to it. So fare is based on zip codes in Frederick County. We have 2 different zones. Zone 1 is 21701, 02, and 03. So essentially Frederick City and just outside. They can put $10 on a fare card a month for $60 in cab fare. So they'll put on $10, we put on an additional $50, and that is available per month. If they don't use all of that, it can be rolled over to the next month up to 3 months. But that is the maximum amount that can be used for the TAP program. Zone 2, which is any other zip code in Frederick County, they can put on $20 on a fare card. We'll put on an additional $100, so they'll have $120 in cab fare. If $10 or $20 is a little bit of a barrier for somebody in order to pay upfront, they can split the amount in half. So in zone 1, they could actually do $5 for $30. Zone 2, they could do $10 for $60. So that is generally how the 2 zones work. The service is available 24/7. They just need to, call a taxi we say about 45 minutes before their appointment. If they do need a wheelchair accessible vehicle, they might want to plan just a little bit further in advance to make sure that's available. So the 3 partnering taxi companies that we work with are Agnemon Transportation, Bowie Transportation, and Taxi Fiesta. Their contact numbers are below. Bowie Transportation and Taxi Fiesta both have a wheelchair accessible vehicle, so that allows for more flexibility. Trying to think if there's other TAP questions that I usually get that I might have missed. The service is also only restricted to Frederick County. A TAP client can actually take a friend, family member, whoever with them. It's just an additional $1.50 for each person that rides with them. I believe, so prior to COVID, it could be up to 3 people plus the TAP participant. I don't know if taxis have kind of restricted the front seat with COVID, but that is, something to consider. In terms of other COVID protocols that we're doing at Transit, the large buses, we are asking people to load at the rear door just to provide protection for the driver and any passengers. The Transit Plus, kind of same idea, making sure to only provide service for a couple people at a time or space them out enough on the vehicle. As I mentioned, we haven't had any concerns with that of people are spacing themselves appropriately. All vehicles have hand sanitizer stations on them. Drivers are obviously wearing masks and other PPE. Every person who does ride our vehicle is required to wear a mask. That is actually a federal mandate for all transit services. So whether you're riding BART train, you're on Amtrak, you have to wear a mask on any of those services throughout the country. Other COVID stuff. For Transit Plus, with COVID, the driver is not going into a doctor's office or anything like that like they previously were. So it is strictly curb to curb right now. So if somebody does need assistance to come out, that they need to make sure that they arrange that. A personal caretaker. So if somebody has somebody who writes for them at doctor's appointments or needs assistance for any medical appointments, a personal caretaker rides free on Transit Plus. We just need to have them denote that on the application. So that is all I have. Here's my contact information. I also put it in the chat, so I can certainly answer any questions that anybody has.
I have a question, Kendall.
Sure.
So if someone has dementia and it is not able to learn the new system, is there any special recommendation or considerations for helping someone with that?
So that's where they would want the personal caretaker to go with them. We actually encourage somebody who might have Alzheimer's or dementia in that type of situation to have a personal caretaker assist them with riding and everything. And that person is free to go with. And it could be, so if say a mom has dementia, it could be her daughter or son or her brother, whoever it might be. It can rotate people. It doesn't have to be the same person every time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kendall, good morning. I also have a question.
Sure.
The TAP program, is it limited based on transit services budget for the number of people who can participate in that program, or is it unlimited for those who financially and service qualify for it?
There is no cap in terms of how much is available to sign up for the TAP program at this time. So it is readily available for anybody who does need the service or want the service. I know a lot of seniors that I've worked with, they love the flexibility on the weekend to just go to the store, or, you know, prior to COVID, to go to church on Sundays, that kind of thing. So it is readily available. We are not at a position that it is going to be capped. So if anybody does need it, they are eligible. It is not income restricted. Transit Plus is not income restricted either.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm going to put the link to the Transit Plus application in the chat, and then just generally our senior services for transit in the chat as well. So if anybody else, you know, has follow-up questions later on, I can certainly assist.
Thank you very much, Kendall.
You're welcome.
It's been a long time since I've had information on transit, and I know how valuable it is. And it amazes me how many people in the community still don't know that Transit Plus is available for seniors. So the more we know, the more we can get out there and help people.
For sure.
In the chat, you can save the chat to your computer. 3 little dots on the side. You go to the chat, the 3 little dots that says save chat, and you can save that to your computer, so you don't have to write down everybody's name and phone number and everything that's in the chat. So you can email or with questions.
Who should I send the presentation to? Is it best to send it to Eileen or the main email that came through?
Eileen, would you say to info@espc.com?
That's fine. Or you can send it to me and I'll make sure it gets to Troy, and he's good at distributing to everyone. So you can send it to me because you have my email.
Okay, that sounds good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Troy had to step out. He evidently the phones were going crazy, so he had to tend to that. I think the next thing on our agenda is Eileen is going to talk about upcoming elections.
Yes, I am. Hi, everybody. Okay, this is a little bit of an SOS because we have several positions on the board that are coming up for re-election. And we, quite frankly, cannot go forward without your help. So first and foremost, our president's position on the board is up for renewal, and Christina has stepped up and done a phenomenal job. That's an understatement. And her post is up, and according to the bylaws, she cannot run for that position again. So right now, we do not have a president after the election is in June. And we don't have a president who's going to rerun, or anybody who will run. So we need a president. We need a public relations person, because Elmer's position is also up and his second term is up. So public relations, and then secretary. Now, the secretary position is Troy, and he can rerun and really doesn't have a choice. So
we're not allowing him not to.
We've had Katrina and Lisa Flannery step up to join the board. So please consider, I'm on the board and serve in governance, and I have another year to my term. So I'm going to complete that, but really would love you all to consider. You can contact any member of the board as to the scope of work. It's fun. It's a nice board. We meet once a quarter. Really is not a lot of work and very enjoyable. So please consider that. Elections next month. Next month is a business meeting. And give me a call if you're interested. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Eileen, and contact anyone on the board for if you have any questions. Now, our Compass for Caregivers is coming up this evening, and Bonnie is going to tell us a little bit about that.
Hi, everyone. Thanks. In June, our topic is fire and rescue, Matt Bergen from Fire and Rescue, talking about preparing for emergencies, EMS services. And then yesterday we met with the County Parks and Rec about our July topic, which is a lot of fun and we need your help. So it's Summer Fun in Frederick. And we're looking for events, places, ideas for caregivers and to take their seniors to have fun that's safe and accessible. So if you have anything that you know of, Frederick County is full of lots of interesting places to go, people to see, things to do, but we especially want to focus on seniors and caregivers getting out for summer. So send us your ideas. In August, we are doing the topic of home care versus health care, I believe. And I think we need a speaker for that. Yes, Eileen, Rayanne, I think we need a speaker for that. But that was our sort of proposed topic for August. So if any members, we're looking for members who want to speak on your, there's lots of expert people on our membership. So please just let us know if you'd like to present, and especially if you have an idea for a topic. September, we're looking at Medicare and senior insurance, and we have Ellie Williams from the Senior Services Division for that. Let's see. October, Terry Lemire, she's here on the call, is doing home modifications. And then lastly, we've sent out a survey to all of the attendees because we're trying to increase the attendance, maybe looking at changing the time. So we've got some feedback on that we're going to meet next Tuesday with our regular monthly Compass for Caregivers meeting to talk about how we might change it up a little bit to get more attendance. And if anyone has any ideas, we welcome those. And also please just always promote when you see those Compass for Caregivers flyers come through, promote, what out to your groups, your employees, your families, patients, clients, and so we can keep this going.
Bonnie, what is the topic of this evening's presentation?
Oh, that's a darn good question.
Tonight's presentation is navigating the advanced directive.
Okay.
Oh, right, yes, yeah.
And Jackie Ditterman from Frederick Health is the speaker tonight.
Thanks, Rayanne.
And people can still register for that. I just posted it on a couple Facebook.
Absolutely.
So, okay, wonderful. Awesome. Do we have anyone here who's a new member? I don't see anybody I don't recognize. Any new members? Oh, Leetta, go ahead and introduce yourself. You have to unmute yourself. There you are.
Trying to unmute myself. Okay. I just came on Monday. I'm with the Asian American Center of Frederick, working under Elizabeth as her executive secretary. So I'm very new to the nonprofit world and to everything going on in Frederick. So I'm learning and I'm here to listen and get as much information as I can to help everyone.
Welcome. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone have any announcements or news that they want to share with the group? Linda?
There we go. I'm with you on mute. Yeah, I just wanted to make an announcement this morning to let everybody know. I'm Linda Myers with the Mental Health Association. Some of you have known that forever, and some of you who are very new to the organization don't know. But anyway, after 22 years with the Mental Health Association, I am retiring at the end of the month. So there will be a new face eventually from MHA. I don't know exactly who that's going to be. They're sort of sorting that out now. In the meantime, I will make sure that Troy and Christina have email addresses for folks that you can contact to get information, or if you have things that you want to share. That will be Caroline Mazzacci, who is the call center manager, and Kim Barnhouse, who is the assistant manager of the call center as well. You know, we're still ready to serve. Telephone Reassurance does have a few openings at the moment. So if you have clients who could benefit from a call and are safe to be in their home otherwise, but can benefit from a call, you can give us a call and let us know that. And always for information, 211 is the go-to number. Just call that number any time of the day or night and people can connect you. So it's been a real pleasure being involved with Elder Service Provider Council. I think probably within a month of starting with MHA, I was at my first meeting and gone through the board and the Elder Expo Committee and all of that over time. And I really want to thank everybody who has been keeping the organization moving forward this year. It has been challenging for all of us on so many ways, and just being able to know that this presence continues for Frederick seniors is really great. So good luck to everybody, and maybe you'll be seeing me at the expo one day on the outside of the tables walking around.
Congratulations on your retirement. That's wonderful.
Thanks very much.
Ryan, did you have something you wanted to share?
Yep. This is Ryan Burns with Stress Free Solutions. And I'm having a taco truck open house at my new location. We finally can open up to some people. Full open menu, free tacos, just come on down. I'll put the information. It's June 8th from 4 to 6 at our new location. But yeah, just we've moved in October. It's been crazy trying to find, get through this whole situation, and I get to lift more furniture than I ever have since I first started. So it'll be a good situation in time.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, follow free tacos. I don't know. That's kind of hard to. Anyone else have anything?
I will.
Pam?
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everybody. Spring Arbor Senior Living we're the month of May running a drive to help SHIP, Student Homelessness Initiative Partnership. So just for personal hygiene supplies, and anyone can drop those off there. It's asking for new full-size products, not samples, items, and we're accepting them Sunday through Monday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can put them, there's a cart in the vestibule or a blue box with a sign. Items that you can find them either on our Facebook page, we have that, but also if you go to SHIP Partnership, they have Homeless for the Holidays. They usually do this annually, but since COVID began, they're doing it. They're trying to collect up year round with that. So things like brushes, shampoo, conditioner, shaving cream, dental needs, like floss, toothbrushes, toothpaste, barrettes, hair bands, laundry detergent, to name a few. And then the rest, like I said, if you go to our Facebook page, you can get a list, but we're hoping to make a big difference with this drive. So we've got a couple more weeks to do that. So thank you. We're at 6601 English Muffin Way.
Beautiful facility too.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else? Hey, if no one has any business, is everyone up for some breakout rooms and a little networking with each other?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna give you guys kind of like a prompt. So share with the people, share with the people in the room something that people can do to help move your business or organization forward now that we're starting to see things open up in the community and the state. Saturday, no more, only just a mask mandate. So share that with everyone and bear with me as I try to do the breakout rooms. Okay. It worked.
Oh, that was a horrible experience with the other two people I was with.
Elmo, shame on you.
Oh, sorry. I thought.
Great experience. I don't know what happened to Elma, but I
Oh, right.
Oh, great. Do we have everybody back? Okay, I think we have time to do one more breakout room to chat with everyone. So, if you can share a new project you're working on or something that you have planned in the future, any new initiatives. I know, things are changing and starting to open back up, and maybe people are thinking out of their box, out of the COVID box, and getting excited about new things. Yes, Megan. You had to.
Hi. Are we back in the group?
We're back in the group.
Okay. I did have a quick announcement that I forgot to give earlier on. Can I give that, or should I wait?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
Just real quick, we have 3 more community forums that are statewide at the Alzheimer's Association. Hi, everyone. I'm McGean with the Alzheimer's Association. And I wanted to let you know, June 2nd is one for Hispanic and Latino residents in the state that have an interest in Alzheimer's issues, but in English. And then June 17th, it will be all in Spanish. So we have 2 community forums statewide to look at issues, to hear from the community in the state, their needs related to dementia care and dementia services at the state level. And then on June 29th, we have an LGBTQ community forum that is also statewide. Just wanted to make sure that those got out there, and I will be sending the flyers to info@ESPC, so there'll be more details to go. And then the week of June 13th to 20th, those of you who are in the city of Frederick, we are doing a Paint the Town Purple initiative for the longest day, which is June 21st. So this is an awareness, a dementia awareness and event, and I can send more details as well. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, McGean. Okay, anyone else? Okay, we'll do one more breakout room for about 5 minutes. Share any new projects, or if you want to, delve into your own thing and talk amongst yourselves, that's fine. So, let's see. Try new options. All right, I'm gonna give it a whirl, people.
That was the greatest experience ever.
Tell them why.
I had to, you know, do something after that. I said early. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I hope that was
It's
a
a
good
trip.
chat, everyone. As I always say, whoever gets in our private chat room with me, it's a good day.
Did you do Zumba?
Let me tell you, I did a private dancing in our private session. I'm just keeping everyone smiling because my camera is working. That's why.
Okay, everyone, thank you everyone for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you for being patient with me after my 5-minute 8 a.m. crash course and leading the meeting. And we'll see you next
You did
week.
amazing.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Everybody
Katrina.
think about joining the board, people.
Yes, think about joining the board. It's
Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
yeah. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Take
Bye.
care.